Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Valley of the Sun and State Farm Stadium here in Glendale. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals. Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Ready?
Oh, good move. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Their first play from scrimmage is a pickup of 13. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Remember, these two teams met earlier in the year in Santa Clara with the Niners coming out on top. So a win here in Arizona will give them the season sweep. To throw on 2nd and 6. Lance. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Niners march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Dre Greenlaw getting home on that one.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And into the end zone, a pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown.
CD, what a sensational start for this defense. Instead of just forcing the 3-and-out, which they were about to do, they pick it off and take it in for the score.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't just settle for the standard good way to start a game. They started in dramatic fashion. Take it away, score points, and guess what? They'll be flying to go back out there on defense again after that play.
Take it at about the 1.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Running right, here's Sanders. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line.
Well, this defense for the Niners, they were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Back to throw here.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Charvarius Ward.
And the 49ers are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
And he's going to take this down to about the 17. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Mike McGlinchey, the Notre Dame man, guilty on that one.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep.
And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted.
Buda Baker with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
He's going to drop this down to Sanders.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Second and 9 now. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down.
Fielded at about the 28.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Lance and the 49ers now. 1st and 10.
At about the 32.
Ready?
On play action, Lance.
And this one is incomplete.
Partner, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
To throw on 2nd and 10.
Lance.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Give him credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Ready? Ready.
Throwing is Lance on 3rd down.
And able to haul it in is Kittle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
Ultra. Set. Put.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Another run with McCaffrey on 2nd down.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Here's Lance.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jalen Phillips in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. To try again after the sack.
Lance.
They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Well, they completed the pass but lost yardage, so they'll decline the penalty.
Perfect play for them, isn't it? Who needs a penalty? When you try and throw the ball, you don't even get it downfield, and they go ahead and snuff out the play. They'll take that as a result.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Now Lance. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one.
The kick by Bass is good. Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he fires one incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 36. A good pickup there at 22. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. 20, 10. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. Bass on for the extra point. And the lead is now 24.
Makes the score Niners 24, Cardinals nothing.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Nick Bosa able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Now back to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 23. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and they will take over 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. And some room to roam now. Touchdown, 49ers. Deebo Samuel, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Rough incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. It certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll drop to throw. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Back to throw again. And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Niners are going to take possession of the football. Well, there are several factors at play for why they face this deficit right now, Charles. But that's now 3 interceptions that he has thrown and just giving the football away. Pretty careless here in the opening half.
Yeah, I know that
the ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man. And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report, but business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Lance going to try and throw on 3rd down here. Looking for the out route. He's got it. Complete to Kittle. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Lance and Kittle in sync for the 49er first. And Lance now to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Another big play and another 49er first down.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. But they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Stephon Diggs. He has career touchdown number 78, tying it with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Niners have got it on cruise control. And after all that, they're going to start out with unbelievable field position on the return. So after the block PAT, they're ready to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp, and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Right back to Sanders on first down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now, if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want, but on the defensive side of the ball, you scramble a little bit. Now you're behind, trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. It'll be the Cardinals who get the ball first. They trail here as we resume action in the third quarter. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Calling a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
But they're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles. And, I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the third quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
45 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Second down and right back to McCaffrey. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1.
Third down, here's McCaffrey. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
They'll look to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Charvarius Ward.
And the 49ers will take over possession here up at the 44. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
They'll start with the option. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40.
Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down.
Throwing
now is Lance. Throw left side complete. That's Franklin.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. The partner is still in the third quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the fourth quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue the process.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They're going to run the sweep. It's Samuel. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Tyler Bass now for the point after. The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. And that flag accepted. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. It's a squib kick that still makes its way down inside the 15. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's more. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
Well, still in the third quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard. That deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
This is caught inside the 15.
And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10.
A huge play there for Arizona. And even 40 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll look to throw again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. From 8 yards out.
And the Cardinals are able to claw one back.
He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play.
And my goodness, another interception.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off.
Not much leg here. Fields this at the 24-yard line. And he'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up past the 40-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39.
Now a play fake. Lance.
And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. He sets to fire deep. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. He's going to go up top again. And now here is another interception.
And the Niners are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that...
Oh, Lance has it knocked free. The ball is loose.
Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
On the move past the 40.
Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10.
Here's Lance to throw it.
And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. George Kittle with career touchdown number 60.
And the 49ers are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
Nick Bosa, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. They'll run with Sanders. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
47 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And they get him down right near the midfield stripe. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. He'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
So the drive stays alive after the 4th down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30.
Back to throw. He's going to go up top for the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
He's going to keep this again.
Down right around the 25. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They'll try and burn some clock now with McCaffrey. Dances by him. And some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
63 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Ready. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Yellow, 1.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. So the victory here for San Francisco. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for the Niners, the wins keep coming as this one moves them to 12-3 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the L.A. Rams. Meanwhile, for Arizona, they're guaranteed now a sub-500 season as they fall to 6-9. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings.